What if I told you some of the craziest moments in history actually caught on camera, and you can watch them right now? From inventors falling off the Eiffel Tower to bridges twisting like spaghetti to nuclear fireballs, these are real events, filmed as they happened. This is top 10 craziest historical moments caught on camera, and trust me, you've never seen history like this before. Number 10. Franz Reichelt's fatal flight. Our countdown begins with a man who truly believed he could fly, until gravity proved otherwise. It's 1912, and inventor Franz Reichelt is standing 187 feet above the ground on the first platform of the Eiffel Tower. He's not a stuntman, he's a tailor, a dreamer, and he's wearing a homemade parachute suit. Part trench coat, part tent, part terrible idea. He'd tested it on dummies, but city officials wouldn't let him use anything but his own body for a final demonstration. And so, onlookers gather, cameras roll. He climbs the railing, waves to the crowd, and jumps. He plunges like a rock, hitting the frozen ground with a dull thud. The crowd gasps. The footage freezes on impact. This is one of the earliest recorded deaths on film, and it's entirely real. And here's the kicker. Reichelt's parachute could have worked, but he never gave it a proper trial. Historians later found sketches with alternate designs that might have saved his life. Number 9. Tacoma Narrows Bridge Collapse. At number 9, we have a bridge that moved like it was alive. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, nicknamed Galloping Gertie, opened in 1940. It was sleek, modern, and horribly designed. When the wind picked up just right, the whole structure started to twist and bounce like a trampoline. November 7, 1940. A windstorm hits Washington state. The bridge starts doing its infamous dance. Local camera operators rush to capture it. We see a man abandon his car. The suspension twists violently, beams snapping like toothpicks, and finally, the middle of the bridge collapses into the river. This isn't CGI. This is real life, and the footage has been studied in every engineering school since. Fun fact, there was only one fatality. A man tried to save his dog from his car, but tragically neither made it. This clip isn't just historical, it's a masterclass in what not to do when designing a suspension bridge. Number 8. San Francisco Earthquake Aftermath. It's hard to imagine what an apocalypse looked like in 1906, but this next clip captures it perfectly. The San Francisco earthquake struck just after 5 a.m. on April 18th. It wasn't just the shaking, it was the firestorm that followed. Entire city blocks went up in flames. Gas lines exploded. Water mains shattered. What's remarkable is that just days later, camera operators from the Edison Manufacturing Company filmed a ride down Market Street. The streetcar glides silently past shattered storefronts, fallen brick buildings, and dazed citizens standing in line for water. Some smile at the camera, some look confused, but no one understands the true scale of the devastation yet. This is one of the earliest pieces of disaster footage ever filmed, and it was recently restored in high definition. Number 7. The Halifax Explosion. In 1917, two ships collided in the Halifax harbor. One was carrying explosives, the other an unfortunate dose of fate. What happened next was the largest non-nuclear explosion in history, and cameras were there to capture the devastation. Windows shattered 50 miles away. 2,000 people were killed. A massive shockwave wiped out everything within a mile of the blast, and the entire north end of Halifax looked like a battlefield. Photographers, military cameramen, and even US Navy personnel documented the wreckage, rescue efforts, and mourning crowds. The footage is stark, silent, and deeply human. The story is almost unknown outside Canada. Number 6. 1937 Midwest floods. In 1937, rain fell for 19 days straight. By the time it stopped, the Ohio River had swallowed entire cities. This flood displaced over 1 million people, and cameras, both professional and amateur, were rolling as houses floated away like driftwood. In one haunting scene, a train car floats into a city block, only its roof visible. A dog paddles through floodwaters past a submerged diner sign. This wasn't a hurricane, this was a slow-moving nightmare, and every second was documented by federal and state film crews. The footage hits differently today, especially in an era of climate change and natural disasters. Number 5. Nikola Tesla's experiments. You've seen the name, you've heard the myths. But did you know there's actual footage of Nikola Tesla conducting real experiments? In grainy black and white, the Serbian-American genius strides through his lab, surrounded by coils taller than a man. Suddenly, giant arcs of lightning jump through the air. The footage looks like something out of a science fiction film. But this is Tesla's Colorado Springs lab, where he created artificial lightning, explored wireless power, and nearly burned the place down. The lab was powered by a generator that produced millions of volts. At one point, he created a spark 135 feet long, visible from miles away. Some of this was captured by early filmmakers and government photographers. The rest comes from newsreels and promotional material. Number 4. The London Blitz. Imagine living with the constant fear that your home might disappear. Tonight, That was life in London during the Blitz. Between 1940 and 1941, German bombers rained fire from the skies for 8 relentless months. Entire neighborhoods were turned to ash. Thousands died. But through it all, something extraordinary happened. The cameras kept rolling. This wasn't just propaganda, it was defiance. Documentary crews, government filmmakers, even amateur cameramen risked their lives to capture the reality of life under siege. We see children in bunkers, soldiers hauling rubble, and the famous shot of St. Paul's Cathedral, standing proud amid smoke and destruction, a symbol of unbreakable spirit. Footage from the British Ministry of Information, now freely available via the Imperial War Museums and British Pathé, tells a story not just of war, but of resilience. Drop a comment below. Would your city survive a blitz? Number 3. Bonnie and Clyde's death car. They were America's most notorious outlaw couple. But when Bonnie and Clyde's crime spree came to an end, it wasn't in a movie. It was in black and white newsreel footage. On May 23, 1934, the duo drove into a police ambush in rural Louisiana. Officers opened fire with rifles, pistols, and shotguns, unleashing more than 130 bullets in seconds. And right after the shootout, reporters and gawkers flooded the scene. Cameras captured every inch of the grisly aftermath. You see the vehicle dragged onto a tow truck, holes in the doors, blood on the seats. This wasn't dramatized. This was real, true crime history, caught on film. The footage made headlines across the country. Some say the car is cursed. You can still visit it today, if you dare. Number 2. Early nuclear test footage. July 16, 1945. Humanity enters a new era, one that could end us all. The Trinity test, the first detonation of a nuclear weapon, was recorded by dozens of military cameras. Engineers used high-speed film to capture every millisecond of the most powerful force humans had ever unleashed. You can see the light ignite the sky before the sound ever hits the microphone. Later tests at Bikini Atoll and Nevada were also filmed, sometimes from inside bunkers, aboard ships, or even by soldiers with handheld cameras. The slow-motion footage is terrifying and beautiful, like a firework from another dimension. Most of this was declassified in the 1990s. You've never seen fear filmed like this. Number 1. The Titanic's only known moving images. It's the most famous maritime disaster in history. But what if we told you there's real footage of the Titanic before she vanished forever? Filmed in April 1912, just before her maiden voyage, this rare clip shows the Titanic docked in Southampton. You can see steam rising from her funnels, deckhands loading supplies, and passengers waving at the camera, utterly unaware of what's to come. It's haunting because we know how it ends. More than 1,500 lives lost, the ship sinking in freezing waters. But this clip captures the last moment of calm before disaster. For decades, the footage was thought lost. Some viewers have even recognized ancestors waving in the crowd. It's a surreal bridge between the past and the present. And yes, it's all online. Watch the Titanic sail again without knowing what's to come. These moments aren't just history, they're pieces of our collective memory, caught on celluloid, preserved in archives, and now completely accessible to everyone. Which of these clips stunned you the most? Drop it in the comments below.